Mambo, karibu kwetu. If this is the first time to see a video from me, hi, thank you so much for joining the farm and for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. And if you like this video, you might also like other content that I create. So please subscribe to my channel right down below. And you can also follow me on Instagram, bintimalu.com. Today's video, I am going to be sharing 10 more Swahili proverbs or sayings. I've had this series for a while on this channel. I will have a playlist linked down below of other videos I've created in this series, so you can check that out if you are into quotes, proverbs, saying. This is something you might enjoy. So let's get started with the video. Wape wape vidonge vyao. Usililie vita ukasherekea amani. In English, it translates to don't celebrate war and cry for peace. So basically, don't be hot and cold. Or there's also a saying in English that don't be on the fence. You have to pick one side. Either you're on the side for war or you're on the side for peace. But then that's my translation. Again, it can have a different translation to different people. So if you have a different translation, please comment down below. Wajenga kwa wengine, kwako kwa bomoka. In English, it translates to you build somebody else's place while yours is falling apart. And there's also this other thing in English, don't remove something in someone's eye before removing the log in your own eye. So don't go involving yourself in other people's business or judging other people while you have your own problems that you've not taken care of. Again, this is my understanding. So for me, this is like a caution. Don't be judgmental or don't try to point out other people's mistakes, because you have other things that you personally have to work on. None of us is perfect. We all have our faults. So focus on your faults instead of dwelling on other people's faults. Wape wape vidonge vyao, wakimeza wakitema shauri yao. In English, it translates to give them their bitter medicine. If they decide to swallow or spit it out, it's up to them. So this is like a clap back in the Swahili culture. If you speak Swahili, you obviously know the song. It's basically just clapping back. You tell people, you tell someone how it is, and then it's up to them to either digest it or throw all that away. At the end of the day, you have given your viewpoint and they can choose to take it into consideration, ama they can choose to spit it out and throw it away. Mwenye njaa hana miiko. In English, it translates to a hungry person doesn't have dietary restrictions. So I'm going to say something a bit controversial. I never knew there were dietary restrictions until I came to the United States. Like all my life in Tanzania and Kenya, I did not encounter dietary restrictions like gluten-free, dairy-free, and things like that until I came to the States. So maybe this is a cultural thing. But then again, I know that people who are African, Tanzanian, and Kenyan that have dietary restrictions, or maybe it's just something we're not aware of as yet. But basically, it's like saying a beggar is not a chooser. What you get is what you are going to receive and what you're going to be happy with or content with. Mwenye kovu usidhani kapona. One with a scar, don't consider them as healed. And this is also quite direct. Basically, just because somebody has scar, they're passed through the trauma, don't consider them that they're over the trauma. There is being past a situation, but then it takes time to be over it and to learn how to deal with it, ama to be completely unaffected by it. So take that into consideration. Scars don't equate to healing. Hucheka kovu asiyekuwa na jeraha. And in English, it translates to a person who laughs at a scar has no wounds. And just like the previous saying or proverb, basically, scars represents wound. And if you're out here judging people's scars, that means you've not gone through their pain. Therefore, you have no right to judge them for what they've been through. Unless you've been through the same situation, and even then, it will affect people differently. Don't be out here trying to judge other people's situations. Kujikwaa sio kuanguka, bali ni kwenda mbele. Stumbling doesn't mean you fail, but it means moving forward. And as we all know, if you've had obstacles in life, every person's journey has its obstacles. And for you to get to the goal that you want, you're going to have a lot of roadblocks and a lot of stumbling and a lot of obstacles. Don't let this obstacle discourage you from moving forward. Use them as a sign that you're in the right path and you need to forge on forward because your goal is closer. Kutoa ni moyo, usambe ni utajiri. In English, it translates to charity is a matter of the heart, not a matter of the pocket. And basically it means that you don't need to be rich to be charitable. You can be rich in different types of ways. At the end of the day, being charitable is not about what do you have or how much do you have. It's about what you feel and what you're willing to offer to the other person. Lipitwalo hupishwa. Now, I don't have a direct translation in English, but what it basically means is that things don't happen for a reason. And in simple terms, it just means let it be. Like whatever is meant to be will happen. Everything serves a purpose in life. Everything happens for a particular purpose. So whatever was meant to happen, let it take its course and let it happen. And the last one is also one that I really like, and it is mwacha asili au mwacha mila ni mtumwa. And in English, it translates to he who deserts his culture or their tradition is a slave. I don't think if I've mentioned this in a previous video, but maybe I have. But that's how it basically means, and it's quite forward. A lot of us, especially in the African culture, are ashamed of their African traditions, and some people consider them as old-fashioned and stuff like that. But then what we have to realize is that there's so much wisdom and so much richness. For instance, these proverbs, they share so much insight into day-to-day life, and they can offer you so much advice. So be proud of your culture, be proud of your traditions, take the good and leave out the bad. Don't let anyone else's opinion of your culture or your identity make you want to become like something or someone else, because at the end of the day, you only belong within your culture. Even if you deny your culture and try to fit into other person's culture or into a given culture, they are not going to identify you as part of them. So stay home, accept your culture. If there are any changes that are positive that need to be made, work on them within your culture, but always be proud of who you are. If you're not, you end up becoming a slave to someone else's culture. That's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any Swahili proverbs of saying that you really like, please share them below. If I've not shared them in any of this video, I should incorporate them into the next video. Once again, don't forget to spread the African love or whatever kind of love you have to offer, because there's no room for hate. I shall see you next time. Kwaheri. Wape, we don't give yao. Wakimeza, wakitema shauri yao.